So in this page, I would like to introduce all of you about sunscreen protection. Sunscreen is one of the products that commonly have in our skincare, and this product is really helpful to protect our skin in blocking ultraviolet radiation from being absorbed by the skin. So this UV radiation can affect our skin and can lead to sunburn and skin cancer. So it's good for us to wear sunscreen every day to avoid this happen.
So now let's talk about UV radiation and its effects. UV radiation or ultraviolet radiation is a type of non-ionizing radiation emitted by both natural and artificial source. Naturally, the sun is our primary source of UV radiation. However, artificial source like tanning beds, mercury vapor, lightning found in gyms, halogen and fluorescent lights, and some lasers also emit UV rays. While UV radiation helps our body produce vitamin D, a nutrient vital for bone health, it comes with its risks. Prolonged exposure can cause skin damage, eye problems, and increase the risk of skin cancer.
In this next slide, we're going to talk about three types of UV radiation, which is UVA, UVB, and UVC. So they have different things, which is the wavelength, absorption level, and the effect on our skin. For UV, UV is have the short wavelength compared to the UVA, which is 218 until 350 nanometer, while the UVA is 315 until 400 nanometer. This UVA can only penetrate the skin to the top layer, and the Earth's ozone layer stops some UVB rays from reaching the surface. For the UVA not absorbed by the ozone layer, but UVA is the most common UV ray from the sun and the most dangerous. This UVA can penetrate the skin down to the middle layer. So as you can see, they have a different effect on skin for the UVA, which is skin aging and long-term damage, while the UVB can cause sunburn and direct DNA damage. And for the UVC, they have shorter wavelength, which is 280 nanometer, and this completely absorbed by the ozone layer and atmosphere. So the effect on the skin also mostly commonly blocked by the ozone layer. So how actually sunscreen works? For your information, sunscreen ingredient prevent UV rays from damaging your skin. So they have two categories of sunscreen ingredient. The first one is physical blockers and the second one is chemical absorbers. For physical blockers, these physical blockers contain minerals such as titanium dioxide or zinc oxide ground into fine particles, and these minerals sit on the surface of the skin and reflects UV rays away from the skin. And for the chemical absorbers, this chemical sunscreen ingredient form a thin protective film that absorbs UV radiation before it penetrates the skin. And the sunscreen product is that contains chemical absorbers are sometimes called organic sunscreen.
Let's now discuss how chemical sunscreen works. These sunscreens are quite smart. They absorb UV rays into your skin, convert them into heat, and then release the heat, preventing the rays from causing damage. Chemical sunscreen take about 20 to 30 minutes to activate after application, so it's crucial to plan ahead when heading out into the sun. They contain active ingredients like avobenzone, octinoxate, and oxybenzone, which do heavy lifting. On the other hand, mineral sunscreen sit on top of the skin and reflect or scatter UV rays rather than absorb them. Both types are effective, but they work differently. Now, let's talk about SPF, also known as sun protection factor. This number tells us how well a sunscreen protects our skin from UVB rays, which are the rays that cause sunburn and contribute to skin cancer. As you can see there, for instance, SPF 15 blocks 93% of UVB rays, SPF 13 blocks 97%, and SPF 15 blocks 98%. But remember, SPF is not linear. Doubling the SPF doesn't mean doubling the protection. It's all about reducing the numbers of rays that reach your skin.
For this slide, I will explain about advantage and disadvantage of chemical sunscreens. One of the main advantages of chemical sunscreens is that it is easy to apply on the skin and doesn't leave a white cast. This makes it suitable for people with all skin tones. It is lightweight and invisible on skin, making it comfortable to wear it throughout the day under makeup. Chemical sunscreens also provide effective protection against UV rays. It helping to prevent skin damage and the risk of sunburn. On the other hand, the disadvantage of chemical sunscreens is that it will take between 15 and 30 minutes to become effective after application, so we need to plan ahead when using it. Another issue is that some people may experience irritation or allergy due to certain ingredients in the sunscreens, especially for those with sensitive skin. Chemical sunscreens also can raise environmental concerns. For example, some ingredients can harm marine life and contribute to coral reef damage when washed off into the ocean. Now let's take a look at the difference between mineral sunscreen and chemical sunscreen. Mineral sunscreen, or known as physical sunscreen, its UV filters have zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. While chemical sunscreen, its UV filters have oxybenzone, avobenzone, octisalate, octocrylene, omosalate, octinoxate, and many more. For mineral sunscreen, it's more suitable, or simply put, safer option for sensitive skin, children, and pregnant women. Since zinc oxide is an estrogen, it tends to dry out the skin, and it works mostly by absorbing and reflecting some of the light. The downside of mineral sunscreen is that, which is white cast, not suitable for all skin tone, and often chalky texture. For chemical sunscreen, its tendency to be more hydrating and blendable, and its better sensorial experience feel more comfortable on the skin, and it's suitable for all skin colors as it has minimum to no white cast. The downside of chemical sunscreen is that it might not be suitable for sensitive skin, prone to clog the pores, not the safer bet for children and pregnant women. And most recent mineral sunscreens are able to provide wide broad spectrum protection while minimizing the white cast. And thiazide, as which is often considered as chemical UV filter, may leave a slight white cast, making it less suitable for some skin tone. So, in conclusion, we can explain how chemical sunscreens work on our skin. It absorbs harmful UV rays such as UVA and UVB. It also converts UV radiation into harmless energy, and it prevents skin damage like sunburn, aging, and skin cancer. So, why sunscreen is important? It's important because it protects skin from harmful UV effects and it maintains long-term skin health. It's also easy and essential for daily protection. So, make sunscreen a daily habit to protect skin and our health.